Hello Jammers, welcome to Super Buddies Forever. I'm doing a little side project here. For Boo York, I want to fix it up and do things I meant to do a while ago. So I've been working on some things from Houseeeeee and Elle Eedee, just ornaments painted. And what I'd like to do is, I've always said she has this really cool thing in the air for her DJ booth. And I'd like to attempt to use some packaging to make something that would go around her waist. Don't mind my model. She works good because she doesn't have much clothes on. So what I'm going to do is, I was looking on Google and I found this, which is, let's give credit to Monsterly Ever After. That's the website. And they have this thing, this picture that somebody drew out, really cool. And it's for, what's it for? You can download it for free. And it's for this kind of stuff, putting in pictures, which I know nothing about. But I'm going to use this. I screenshotted this on my iPad, and I'm going to kind of trace it and see if I can work something on it. So first thing I'm starting off with, now this is an experiment, this may or may not work, but you know I'm going to try, is I took one of these and I traced it, and I guess what I'm trying to do is make the waist go on her, and then the hope is, whoops, our model just fell. The hope is that I can kind of do that and do it on this packaging and get it to fit on our waist, because just setting it on anything on a counter doesn't work. So this is what I'm going to attempt to do. That's where it's at right now. This is a little hard to see. I've kept that on so it's easier to see. These are the packaging, of course, and I save all those. So this definitely fits on her waist. Mistake I made was using a Sharpie, because it doesn't scratch off. So now I'm using an Expo so that I can scrape it off. So far so good. After I got the waist measurement, which doesn't want to let go, one-handed is not working out so well. That's good though, it means it's going to stay. So that's kind of like that. And then this of course wipes off with the Expo. So that's close. And then all I did was laid it on here, kind of matched it up to where it should be, and then made my drawing some baseline. So now kind of figure out where I'm gonna cut that out of the plastic as a whole. Stoked right now. So that thing worked out really good. Check that out. I got no flash on it. Oh, my model is just not cooperating today. So that, you can see it is hiding in there quite well, the way it was. So it holds on really well. Hard to see, but anyway, I've done some, so that's good. That was the hard part, so it will stay up. That's neat. Now here I've done some test strips, which I've mushed. Great. Sharpie and then puffy paint on the same side. You don't have to do the puffy paint. I'm just thinking I might do it. These are just experiments. And this one is Sharpie on one side and then the puffy paint on the other side. I'm also testing. I'm sure this wouldn't stand up to being scratched off, but for just display purposes should work. Here happens to be the blue I'm using. Whoops, here she goes again. So I'm basically just gonna set this right on my iPad, use my Sharpie, and trace that as best I can. And that about fits right there. See how that works out, as long as it's not doing that. Well, here is how it looks with my simple tracing against the white. I hope you're being able to see that. What a complicated video this is. Of course, you don't have to use your iPad. You could probably print that out and trace it. But having a look here, so it was a little tricky to do it on the iPad, but it did work. Call me lazy for not printing it out. I did use a much lighter Sharpie. You could do darker. You can see here the difference in color. So I use this one. You could use darker if you want to do just Sharpie. You can kind of leave it at that and trim it away, I think. Otherwise, I'm going to try for some puffy paint to cover it up and see what I can do with that. I really hope I don't mess this up. So I taped it down to a piece of paper, and then of course used my puffy paint, and I just did it really fast and thin, not being too particular. So I'm gonna let that dry, but just to show you, on the other side, that's the way it looks while it's drying. Not too bad. So we'll just have to wait and see, and then I'll see if I'll maybe play and add a little more to it. But for now, already I'm really liking this. I did notice very much in the pictures that there is purple in those little meters, the light meters for the volume and tone. So I did use some purple I had, and put that to come through. So again, this is with the Sharpie on this side, and then I did puffy paint. I flip it over for her, it's going to show that way. So on the underneath side, you can decide which works better for you. I'm just going to put a little Sharpie on the back and darken those records up, and then when all is said and done in that dry, then I'll come on this side and detail it a little bit with the darker Sharpie. Oh, jammers, I'm feeling pretty confident about this little experiment now. I hope you can see it. Let me put a piece of paper under it. Look at that. Fits are perfect. Now with some weight, I cut the edges off and shaped around it. So it's not as heavy, so it sits wonderfully on her waist. And I'll pull it off now. Oops. Dropping everything today. So here's the back, which has the puffy paint you can feel. I took my Sharpie and I colored that in, so when I flip it over, it filled it in a little stronger. So now all I'm going to do is use my Sharpie and maybe just make some of these lines a little more distinct, just because I want to. And then we're going to put her on LED and see how it looks. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Will you do this project? First, I tried it with the fancy dress-up outfit. I forgot to take into account her waist belt happening there, but it still did work, pushed up against the stand. So hey, I'm feeling it. And then we got her other version, and it works much better like it did with our model on that one. So what do you think? I'm feeling success. Here she is now. She looks right in her place in the doll room. Thanks everybody as always for watching. Have a great night. I hope this helps you, or is at least neat to watch. See you next time.